Hello, I am Heather Feather and I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine. And today I wanted to talk with you for a moment about the tarot. I am, astrologically speaking, a Sagittarius. I'm within hours of having been a Scorpio, so I'm truly a cusp. The cusp of revolution is actually, which makes so much sense. If you know me, I'm here to revolt. I'm revolting. I do very much seek revolutionary ways of thinking, and I gotta say, my Sag Scorpio self can be a deep questioner. If you're familiar with Sagittarius, they are the natural philosopher, spiritual teacher of the zodiac. And if you're familiar with Scorpio, they are keeper of the secrets and the mysteries. And so I'm somebody that has lots of questions and wants to find all the secret answers. Whee! Fun! So, in that vein, I've spent my whole life, I've spent 45 years seeking, knocking on the door to the veil of the cosmos, asking for it to lift up its skirt and show me what it's got going on in the unseen realm. Seeking, reading, studying. And in that 45-year period, one of the ways I've been able to find peace of mind, peace of heart, as I've sought answers, is through the tarot. The tarot's origination, of course, it depends on where you look, because there's so much information on the internet. But the tarot's origination is estimated to be late 1400s, early 1500s. And, you know, who knows? Maybe it was utilized in lost civilizations. That's what our records state. So the tarot is fundamentally a way to divine or to find and discern answers to questions that one would hold about life. And it is a journey that the tarot in and of itself is a story, and it's a journey. And that journey is called popping into Earth School as an infant and growing up and eventually dying. And it's about that journey. The tarot is like reflective of the journey of what it means to be born here at Earth School. We often say, children don't come with instruction manuals. I would say astrology, numerology, the tarot, there are many instruction manuals. We just aren't born with tarot decks in our hands or our natal birth charts. Like, if you want to find the instruction manuals, you have to be a seeker and you have to reach for the knowing of, like, what are we doing here? What's our purpose? Why do I exist? Again, why do I exist? Why do I exist? So you would need to start digging through the records of what man has offered as viable ways of finding answers. So, one of the things I love about the tarot as a deep questioner is it's given me a lot of opportunities to find clarity, to find peace of mind, to restore my deeply questioning self back to a state of awareness and deeper understanding. Another thing I really have always appreciated about it is that it is a wonderful system to aid one to deepen in their intuitive knowing and in their intuitive understandings. My sacred, beloved mother, Mama Mackie, if you were gifted with the tremendous pleasure I was given of knowing Mama Mackie, I was blessed to be reared by her. But if you knew her, then you knew a phenomenal human, in my opinion. One of the things that she always gave me, and I believe, my brother and sister really absorbed this from her too, because it was so foundational in the way she operated, is she very much operated from a space of you are the answer, which is a really unique way to rear a child. A lot of parents, I think, struggle today with wanting to do everything for their kids just to simplify, or just because time feels like it's collapsing in on us as we are inundated with data. And it can be really challenging and they're learning psychologically now, the best way you can rear a child is to actually give them the freedom and the independence and the autonomy to learn and to do themselves. It actually strengthens their capacity as an adult to be able to problem solve when we allow them the space to do that. And something about my mother, she just innately knew that. If I asked her a question, it was like asking a void a question. You're like, oh, void, I have a question. And the void just waits for you to figure out the answer in a way. Because she would mirror my questions with questions. I would say, Mom, what is this? And she would say, what do you think it is? And it was because she was really always trying to point me back to, I have an inner authority. I have an inner knowing. I am the knower. And I'm so grateful to her for that teaching, because through the classes I offer, through the clients I work with, through the work that I do today through Rare Bird Medicine, so much of my teaching centers around I'm not the answer. I can point you to the answer, but the real answer is inside of you. You are the answer. You hold the wisdom. You hold the knowing. There are treasure troves of gifts inside of you. So I love, one of the second large things that I love about the tarot is it is a system that is designed for you to recognize, witness, and work with the realization that you are the answer. You have access to answers because it activates intuitive capacities. It activates, when you really deepen with it and work with it, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance in the individual. And I love that. It's like real answers, deep answers, synchronistic answers, answers that awaken, enliven, invigorate. So one of the things, there are many things that I've had anxiety about as a highly sensitive person and a deeply psychic individual. One of the things on the topic of tarot that I have had anxiety about, I've always wanted to be a knower in my seeking. And when I started learning the tarot, I thought, oh gosh, I don't know this. I don't know the book. So some of my friends as a teenager, when I started this over 30 years ago, would say, ooh, give me a reading. And I would just feel foolish or feel like, I don't just have to read from the book, which is perfectly okay. That's a perfectly okay way to read and get to know the tarot. And so, a lot of my learning in this life is around softening and allowing myself to not know, allowing myself to be the beloved fool card, the jolly fool that doesn't know. It's such a gift. Ignorance is bliss. So I really would just have anxiety around that. And then I've been working with the Mythic Tarot for many, many years now. And in that, working with one specific deck and one specific book over time has caused me to, in some ways, memorize the book verbatim. Because I just keep, just hundreds and hundreds of tarot readings and over the 30 years I've been doing them. And so you start to absorb the data that you keep connecting with over and over again. I'm very, very blessed and fortunate to have actually owned a wide variety of tarot decks in the 30 years that I've worked with tarot. I've collected many decks, and I have decks from so many cultures. I have a Russian Gypsy tarot deck. I have a Babylonian tarot deck. I have a Mayan tarot deck. So I have a native tarot deck. I collect decks from so many different cultures, concepts. What happens when you work with a wide variety of tarot decks over a 30-year period is you start to really absorb and understand the fundamental meaning of each card. And it has been, my spirit guides have been like, hey, maybe a tarot class, maybe you want to do a tarot class. So I'm like, okay, looks like I want to do a tarot class. I love it. I really do. They're right. I mean, my guidance, it's correct. I do want to do a tarot class. There's so much to the tarot. When you look at the death card, death is a symbol. If you dream about death, dream symbolism, death means change. In the tarot, death means change. When we die, there's a change that has occurred. And that change has a certain effect and a certain influence, and also a rebirthing. A new day dawns as a result of the death. So what I'm going to offer starting in 2021 is a 6-week tarot class. And we're going to look at the cards and learn to reason with the signs, symbols, and clues on the card so that we can learn in a very short 6 weeks how to be a tarot reader without needing the book, which is something I really wanted when I started with the tarot. This class is available to the novice and the expert alike. I think that any system, whether it be astrology, numerology, tarot, any system that one connects with, the beauty of that is that individual entity chooses certain unique areas, books, arenas in which to absorb and understand the information. And because each entity will choose different books, different arenas, different sources, we each wind up as a unique matrix on the topic of tarot, let's say, or astrology or numerology. I know a lot of astrologers that really focus on present day transits, how the modern age is affecting, how astrology today is affecting your consciousness. And as I have a lot of Scorpio, I like to research, and water usually wants to research the past. So I tend to not look at modern day transits. I'm always looking at the root matrix of your personality and how that influences you. So there's just so many different ways we can offer as two-leggeds these topics. So I really feel like the class is going to be offering something to anyone at any level with the tarot. What we will do is every Thursday starting January 7th in 2021 for 6 weeks until February 11th, we will spend an hour and a half in a tarot community in which we'll learn the difference between a tarot deck, a divination deck, an oracle deck. What's the distinction between those things? We will learn about the 4 elements that are present in the tarot, as well as astrology, as well as feng shui, as well as native tradition, the elemental spirits, as well as the elemental spirits of like fairy, fae, wood elf, gnome, salamander, undine, mermaid, merman. So the elemental spirits have been echoed in the annals of time over and over and over and over again through a wide variety of cultures. So we'll look at how the elemental spirits presence themselves in the deck and how that is constantly talking to us about manifestation and the formula for manifestation when we work with the tarot. We'll talk about the major and minor arcana. The word arcana means secrets. So the tarot is 78 moral lessons or 78 secrets that a two-legged will come across in the journey of a lifetime. And when we do a spread, or when we lay out the cards in a certain way to represent the answer to the question, what we pull is out of the 78 moral lessons, the ones that reflect where we are in our journey, in our growth, in our evolution. So I'm here in New Mexico on Mountain Time. The class will be from 6:30 to 8 Mountain Time. So, 5:30 to 7 if you're Pacific. I've had some students from Pacific Time. If you are Central Time, it is going to be 7:30 to 9 p.m. so that we don't run too late. If you have ever joined a Quantum Self class, you have a permanent half-off offering on all my classes. This class is $100 one-time payment, or it is $20 a week, totaling to $120. I highly recommend this as a holiday gift to yourself. If you've had any depression, if you've had any, frustration, one thing that I found that is very helpful is to immerse the self in opening to a new study, a new learning, a new growth, a new community. All of those things can lift you out of that, to connect with new people, to have a place to where you connect with your brethren and connect with like minds. And that really, it can be something to look forward to. It can give you a sense of purpose. So I highly recommend it if you're dealing with any winter doldrums, but I also recommend it as a holiday present for Hanukkah, for Christmas, for, just any holiday celebration you do. I always say Ramkwan Hanamas, Ramadan, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas. So however you celebrate the holidays here at the latter half of the year, this is a wonderful gift, because it's a gift that once you learn this, just much like riding a bike, you will know it. You'll be a knower of it. And that's my intent, is in these 6 weeks, for an hour and a half, once per week, every Thursday, starting in 2021, you'll be given information that at the end of that 6 weeks, you'll be able to pick up a tarot deck, and you'll be able to use your high priestess intuitive knowing under lower ocean, underworld mind, subconscious awareness to find answers to yourself. If you go to rarebirdmedicine.com and click on the classes link, all the information is there for you. I really look forward to those of us that come together as like minds and start our 2021 in a tarot discussion paradigm. Let's join together in the topic of secrets. Have a beautiful, blessed day. So mote it be.